This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Columbia Insurance Agency, serving the Lynn community for over 60 years with home, auto, and business insurance.
Hello and welcome to the LCTV News. I'm Mukala Kabongo. In this edition of the LCTV News, Northern Strand Community Trail construction, Raw Arts recommended for grant, YMCA 150th anniversary, sit down with Lynn Arts, Lynn Museum Executive Director, and more. On Monday, the Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs announced the construction of the Northern Strand Community Trail. With this construction, it will result in a transportation and recreation corridor that stretches approximately 11.5 miles from the Mystic River to the Lynn shoreline. Fieldwork has already begun on the Strand. Improvements to the trail will include fencing and signage. Construction will be done by our Zopo corporations after they were awarded $13.7 million through a public bidding process. Approximately $15 million has been invested in the construction of the Northern Strands by Environmental Affairs. The community trail stretches through Everett, Lynn, Malden, Revere, and Saugus. The National Endowment for the Arts has recommended a $30,000 grant for Raw Arts Reel-to-Reel Film School. Raw's Reel-to-Reel Film School gives students the opportunity to engage in visual storytelling. The program focuses on skill building as well as gathering life skills that will help them beyond the film industry. This grant will ensure more students get the opportunity to use their storytelling skills. The National Endowment of Arts works to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to participate in the arts. Since their inception in 1965, the National Endowment of the Arts has awarded 150,000 grants. During Tuesday's City Council meeting, the Council voted to approve a recreational marijuana license to an East Lynn pot shop. DM Cannabis, an Oregon-based company, received the final license it needed to open its shop on Lewis Street. The Council voted 9-1 in favor of DM Cannabis's proposal. An investment of $800,000 for renovations to the building is one of the plans that the company has put forth. The approval came with opposition from residents, particularly from the Lynn Spanish Seventh-day Adventist Church. The church is not in favor of drugs being sold anywhere in the community. Not all councilors were in favor of the approval. Ward 4 Councilor Richard Colucci was the lone councilor to vote against the proposal. A major concern with the approval is a lack of parking around the proposed site. For DM Cannabis to begin operation in Lynn, they have to get approval from the state's Cannabis Control Commission. For more information on this week's City Council meeting, visit the LCTV website to watch the full City Council meeting. During Thursday's Lynn School Committee meeting, there was a vote to look into replacing Pickering Middle School. The vote was to submit a statement of interest to the state for a replacement of the middle school. In 2017, a special election was voted and rejected, and in 2018, the statement of interest was rejected. This would be the third attempt. Some of the challenges facing building a new school is at what cost would it affect taxpayers, as well as the effect of replacing other schools in the city that are at least 100 years old. To watch last night's full school committee meeting, visit the LCTV website and go to the video on demand. More additions have been added to the North Shore Navigators 2020 roster. This week, the Navigators welcomed Stonehill College players Colin Jenna and Luke Marshall. Jenna, who is in his freshman season, is a native of Wakefield and a graduate of Austin Prep. Jenna, a pitcher, is a two-time Catholic Central League All-Star and a Division III state champion. In his last season at Austin Prep, Jenna had 30 strikeouts and posted a 2.31 ERA. Marshall, a sophomore, is a native of Swampscott and attended Swampscott High and earned conference All-Star honors. Last year as a freshman, he made 11 appearances on the mound, striking out 20 batters in 28 innings. Now time for the police update. Beginning on February 23rd, the hands-free law will be taking effect throughout the Commonwealth. This law prohibits drivers from holding their phones while driving. Drivers cannot hold their phone for any reason unless it's an emergency. Any driver caught holding their phone while driving will receive a $100 fine for the first time, a $250 fine for a second offense, and a $500 fine for the third offense. With this law going into effect soon, law enforcement are aiming to keep the roads safer for everyone. Lynn Police are seeking assistance from the public to identify a robbery suspect. Surveillance footage released by Lynn Police of the suspect, who is alleged to have robbed a Walgreens at gunpoint on Western Ave. Anybody with any information on this should contact Lynn Police Department's tip line. The Lynn YMCA celebrated its 150th anniversary this morning, and LCTV was in attendance.
Happy birthday to the Lynn Y. I want to thank everybody for taking some time out and coming here today, but I want to thank specifically our political partners. I want to thank Mayor Tom McGee for being here. I want to thank Ice Patterson, who's here from the office of Seth Moulton, who could not be here today. Donald Wong, thank you. Dan Cahill, thank you, and Pete Capano. Thank you guys very much for coming. Thank you to our chamber, who's been a partner in this project all along, and thank you for everyone else for being here. I'm going to actually thank you to Bruce McDonald too, because without Bruce's brainchild for this Y, that Y, we wouldn't even be building a new Y, so hugely significant. Yeah, that's right. I actually have the, when we became incorporated in 1870, and I don't think you guys were at the house then, were you?
No, I think it was not. It was that long. I was in elementary school.
I just want to read from our original proclamation of becoming a nonprofit. And here it is. Jabba Wood, Benjamin Prentice, Owen Dame, and their associates are hereby naming the YMCA a corporation by the name of Young Men's Christian Association of Lynn, to be located in the city of Lynn for the purpose of improving and promoting the spiritual welfare and mental cultures of young men, with all the powers and privileges and subject to the duties, liabilities, and restrictions set forth in all general laws, which now are or may herefore be in forth relating to such corporations. So I share that with you to really talk about how our why evolves, right? We heard men, we heard Christian. We are, without a doubt, an organization that over the 150 years we change based on what's going on, and that's why 150 years later we are here, and we are proud to be here. Andrea Baez, about a year ago, became our executive director of this whole campus. So we're excited to see what she has to bring and what she has to say today. But again, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your support. This is the official launch of our public campaign. We have raised $22 million, Bruce, that was about $22 million for our new Lynn YMCA, which is scheduled, as of today, to open November 16th of this coming fall. Yeah. And a couple of things of significance. It's going to give us an opportunity to increase our Y Academy program, which is our education for these young kids in the city, almost by double, and we'll be hiring 200 new employees. So 200 is significant. So we're really looking forward to that. Probably 60 or so full-time. So if anyone's looking for a career change,
on Tuesday, LCTV went to the Lynn Museum for the Lynn Transit Action Plan public meeting. Here's more from the meeting.
Yeah, no, that was a great announcement.
this is the whole off-street route, and when it gets to Western Avenue,
Actually resulted in faster driving time, faster bus. So the other thing that I like to mention to people.
So the Lynn Transit Action Plan came out of Focus 40, which is the investment plan for the MBTA. Focus 40 really really took a focus on places rather than projects, and so the aim here is to understand throughout the region we have a lot of different places that might have ingredients for better transportation services in terms of density, or just like Lynn in terms of density, and a lot of folks who have transit dependency or different job hubs, but they might not have the type of services that really meet those needs. And so so out of that, we decided to focus on what are some priority places across the region where we can really hone in on what are better way to meet the travel needs for folks across different modes, rather than focusing on particular projects or modes. So the idea with the Lynn Transit Action Plan was to take a look holistically across all of the services, the commuter rail, the bus, thinking about potential ferry service, and thinking about the connection to rapid transit, to understand how can we create services that better meet the needs for folks who live in Lynn and who need to get around Lynn. We wanted to see where we could make service faster, more reliable, and better matched to where people need to go. And this means thinking about services within Lynn, services connecting to Boston, and services across the North Shore. We understand that by doing this, we're really looking to leverage the economic potential and development for connectivity to Boston as well as across the region.
All right, so just let me.
We've worked with our advisory committee, which is made up of different community leaders, including our state legislators and Congressman Moulton, as well as the city, the mayor, and different community partners, to identify what are the three goals or what are some of the goals for this plan. So these are, we want to make sure that any recommendations that we put forward really meet equity, economic development, and environment goals. So yeah, that's fine. In terms of the project schedule, we started this effort last June, and we focused the first half or so of the project on looking at what are some of the challenges based on the existing conditions. And then from that, what are some improvements that we can identify based on that analysis that would better kind of meet the needs of what we were finding, or find solutions to some of those challenges.
On this week's Lynn Short Films, we feature the Dugout L.L.C, an organization created 15 years ago by Julio Henriquez to train the next generation of baseball and softball stars in the city of Lynn, as well as the North Shore. Here is this week's Lynn LCTV Shorts feature.
The Dugout has become home for many of Lynn's future and present baseball stars, a vision that Julio Henriquez had 15 years ago when he created the organization.
This place for them has been great, not only for them, but for me also, just watch them grow and being able to offer them different opportunities.
It's good to have a place where I can bring my son down and have him be coached by others, learn more than what I could just teach him, maybe at a higher level. So it's good in that way.
As soon as I came here, I knew I was gonna like it because I like baseball, but I wasn't good at it. So I was like, I wanted to improve, and this is everything I needed to improve. So yeah.
We get guys in here and then they like it and bring back all their friends, and that's what it's about. I mean, we're trying to grow this program and this facility to be something that's going to be the best in the Northeast, and that's where it happens. Before we even had the dugout, we were just on a baseball field. We had a bench, and that was the only source of workout material we had. And we were just doing football workouts, and now we're in here. We have this whole facility, beautiful, and we have different resources, different guys that come in and watch us every day.
Everyone that comes in here is determined to get better. If you're coming in here for all the practices and stuff, it's because you want to get better and because you want to work on your technique and how you play.
Dugout coaches stress to their players to motivate and push each other to get better each and every day, and that is evident during their strength and conditioning training.
We come in Friday nights in the fall. We're here till 10, 11 o'clock at night sometimes. And you much rather have kids between the ages of 13, 16, 17 years old here doing something productive, working on themselves, bettering themselves.
I feel like what makes this place unique is that everyone is a family here, and that in most places where you go, it's like a team, but it's like here he actually works to get better. Like other coaches won't, put as much effort as he does here, and knowing that everyone here supports you and helps you.
The energy that goes on in here, and the just everybody's here. They all help each other out, and it's just a really good environment.
It's all inclusive, and no matter what your skill level is, everyone will help you get better, and you're always growing.
When we get guys in here that might not be as skilled as others, then we help them out. It really shows that our character and brotherhood, it builds through that, and we learn through each other, and that's how we get better.
The amount, like you said, the amount of time we spend with them and get to break things down, record them, show them what they're doing wrong, slow it down, put it on the big screen, and help them help themselves.
I remember first coming here, it was in 7th grade, and I see all the older kids. I started doing what they're doing. I'm like, all right, he's doing that, he can hit, so I started doing that. I feel like just being around all the older kids who are really experienced, that helped me a lot.
Julio hopes that his players use baseball to not only further their education, but also use it to help them with future endeavors.
I want these young folks to understand that, baseball and softball, yeah, they're great, but they need to look into further education, whether it's going to college, going to trade schools, and understand that their discipline is going to get them anywhere in life, whether it's on the baseball diamond, softball diamond, or a job force or school, wherever it is that they want to go and achieve. If they work hard at it, they can achieve it.
What I hope to get from this is to go to a good college, hopefully B1, and from there I want to pursue my dreams of maybe getting drafted.
My goal in baseball is to play in college and hopefully get some kind of scholarship from that.
Julio's work at the Dugout is well appreciated not only by his players, but also by parents of players.
To have a program like this for the kids that do love baseball and love working out, this has been a great program. It's amazing to have it right in Lynn.
I have a lot of love and respect for him, as he does for the rest of us, and he's always trying to get us better no matter what. There's always criticism he can give us and ways to better how we're playing. He's just a great coach overall. He really cares about you.
I'm just trying to create opportunities for these young folks that maybe they wouldn't have it somewhere else.
Now for the sports update. Lynn Classical Rams got a big 77-71 victory over Danvers last night in overtime behind Jeffrey Barbosa's 17 points. Also adding to the scoring was Jeffrey Hill, who had 16 points. Brandon Summer at 14 for the Rams. The Rams improved to 12-8 on the season. It was a big week for the Rams as they clinched a spot in the state tournament Wednesday after defeating Malden. Classical is back on the court Tuesday as they host Everett. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. Senior night for the Lady Rams did not end the way they wanted to as they fell to Danvers 35-27. Classical was led by Jean Gupton Morrison and Kiara Edmonds, who each scored 6 points. The Lady Rams, now 8-10 on the season, will look to get a win Saturday against Somerville at Bunker Hill Community College. St. Mary's Spartans went to Bishop Fenwick and put together a dominant performance in their 83-60 victory. Senior Joey Abate-Walsh led the Spartans, charged with his 30 points, including hitting 7 3-pointers. St. Mary's also had a big first half as they went into the half up 49-25 and never felt threatened by Bishop Fenwick. The Spartans, now 18-2 on the season, will have some time off before they take on Cardinal Spellman in the Spartan Classic on Tuesday. After their 18-game winning streak was snapped earlier this week, the Lady Spartans bounced back against their rival Bishop Fenwick with a 70-39 victory last night. Maya Bergdorf led the way with the double-double. Bergdorf had 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 steals. The Lady Spartans defense kept the Crusaders from getting anything going on the offensive side as they took a 21-3 lead halfway into the first half. The lead got up to 31 points in the fourth quarter. St. Mary's, now 19-2 on the season, take on Fontbonne Sunday. The Lynn English Bulldogs' hot streak continues as they improve to 17-2 on the season after their 84-56 victory over Beverly Wednesday night. The Bulldogs got a big game from senior Jarnell Guzman, who scored 31 points, 18 of those coming in the third quarter. Mukeba Jean-Baptiste also had a big game with 19 points. The Bulldogs wrap up their season this Sunday against Cambridge at Paul F. Kavanaugh Fieldhouse. Tip-off is at 5:30. It was a big night for the Lady Bulldogs Wednesday night as they clinched their first Northeastern Conference title under head coach Mackenzie Charles. The Lady Bulldogs defeated Beverly 39-33, led by senior Jessica Ruiz's 12 points and 10 rebounds. Lynn Tech Lady Tigers fell to 9-10 on the season after their 47-17 loss to Essex Tech. Alondra Sanchez led the way with 14 points. The Lady Tigers close out their season Saturday at home. It was a tough night for the Tech men's basketball team against Shawsheen as they fell 65-51. Tech was led by Malik Purda, who had 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 steals. Shawsheen used their size to take advantage of the smaller Tigers team, who had no answer for Santino, Garofalo, and Jake Tyler. The two combined for 37 of the Shawsheen's 65 points. Garofalo led the way with 19 points and Tyler added 18 points. Tech will close out their season Saturday as they host Mystic Valley. On this week's Lynn Lowdown, we sat down with Lynn Arts Lynn Museum Director Doneeca Thurston. Hello and welcome to the Lynn Lowdown. Today she's back. She's back. She said she wasn't sure if she'd come back, but she's back. She still has her position as director at the Lynn Arts Lynn Museum, and we have Doneeca Thurston here.
Yes. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Good to be back.
Yeah. So you guys got a lot going on the next couple weeks.
Yeah. So we're finally doing some Black History Month programming, so we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
We have a family day coming up on Tuesday, so we're open from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have storytellers Linda and Sumner McLean coming back. We've had them back years prior, but it's really good to have them. We have some crafts that we're going to do. We have some hot cocoa, Rice Krispie treats.
Hot cocoa, Rice Krispies.
Right.
It's a full-fledged, it's going to be, sounds like a party.
It is a party. It is a party. It's a celebration.
And now, what was the mindset of putting this together? Because the kids got the vacation.
Right.
Was that one of the reasons? Also, Black History Month.
We try to plan our free family days around school vacations. So we do about 4 of them a year, one during February school vacation week, one during April school vacation week, one during the summer, and then one during fall winter.
Now, is this going to be kind of your first one? This going to be your first one that you've been part of organizing or putting together?
No, actually we did one in December that was a family day and a community open house so people could come and meet me, learn a little bit about me, but then also make ourselves free and open to the public.
All right, so with this one, I know you said you got all those events, but what should the kids look forward to, and what should the parents?
Yeah, we have some awesome crafts. So we're doing some art making inspired by Black artists. I'm going to be doing a story time. I'm very excited about that. So reading a story with the kids. And like I mentioned, we have Linda and Sumner McLean. They'll do about a 45-minute storytelling performance. It's really active, really involved with the kids. And then the galleries will be open. So yeah, it'll just be a fun day. And hopefully the sun will be shining too.
Let's hope so. You know, February is usually the time where the temperature drops and the snow comes. So.
Like today is very cold, even though the sun is shining.
Yeah, the sun hasn't been out for a few days. So it's a good and bad thing. It's like 2 degrees outside. I can't deal with that. Also, on Wednesday you have the film screening.
Yes.
So tell me a little about the film screening. I haven't seen the movie.
I haven't seen the movie yet either. I'm trying not to spoil it, but it's The Best of Enemies. It came out in 2019. It stars Taraji P. Henson and Sam Rockwell, and it tells the story. It's based on a true story of a civil rights activist and a Ku Klux Klan leader coming together to battle segregation in the schools in North Carolina.
That is interesting on so many levels.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why I want to watch it. And you guys are collaborating with Community Minority Culture Center with that?
Yes, and this is a long-standing collaboration. We've done a movie night with them for a few years now, so we're excited to continue the tradition and bring in new audiences and see a great film, and then hopefully have some follow-up discussion afterwards.
Now, is there going to be anything beforehand, before the screening, or like a little socializing?
Yeah, a little socializing. We're going to be providing some refreshments. We'll have some snacks, get people, coming together, maybe introduce each other, because I think it's going to be a lot of folks who might not have been to the museum before. So we're really excited about that. And yeah, it's a little bit of a long film though. It's 133 minutes, but I think it's worthwhile.
For those that can't count, that's like 2 hours and some change.
Right.
Close to 3.
Two and a half.
2.5 hours.
Right.
That's one thing I do. All right, now there's a lot going on at the museum this month too, and the following week you guys have a gallery reception, I believe, is that?
It's a poetry groove is what it's called. So it's North Shore Community College that's facilitating the program. So it's an open mic and spoken word showcase. I just found out that the Lynn High School, their jazz band is going to be performing as well. So it's an event that North Shore is putting together, and we're just happy to be the venue for it.
Have you guys collaborated with North Shore Community College beforehand?
Yes, we do, on events, and then we actually have a display on our second floor. We work with a student group there to do interpretation and some of our photographs, and then they end up writing labels for it. So we work with Professor Nikki Buscemi on that, and we're excited to continue that in the fall.
All right, so there's a lot of collaborations happening. Have you gotten over the overwhelming aspect of your job, or you settled down?
I think I've settled in. I think it helps that this is my home community. I used to work there as well, so I didn't really have as much of a learning curve. So I was able to just jump right in. We're redeveloping our website. We're hoping to install 3 new exhibitions for when we reopen to the public in the spring. So we got a lot going on.
Hey, it's better to keep busy than not busy.
Exactly.
Busy, right? Now for you as director, what are this is going to be a big year for you guys. I'm sure you have a whole lot of plans for the year. Let's talk about some of the future plans that you got throughout this year that you're trying to implement.
So we're doing a lot of programming. A lot of it's kind of the programs that you've heard in the past. We just locked in our History and Hops event. It's our beer tasting fundraiser that we do every year. So we're going to have a Mardi Gras theme. It's going to be on Saturday, September 26th. So we'll have some beer tasting. We'll have some live Zydeco music, Po' Boys and Pies. They're based in Salem. They're going to be doing a food pop-up. So it should be a fun night.
Will it be on the roof again?
Yeah. No, we don't do anything on the roof. You might be thinking of somebody else.
I'm talking about the V&A roof.
The V&A, yes.
Yeah. Don't mind me. It's Friday.
They're just down the road. They're our neighbors.
It's Friday. So you got that now. Anything else that we should look out for this coming month?
We have some new tenants in the Lynn Arts building. So Lynn Museum, Lynn Arts, we're both the museum building and the Lynn Arts building. So we've welcomed some new folks to the second floor space where School of Rock used to be. So we have North Shore School of Music. We have a new illustrator in the building, a couple more painters. So we're really excited to have some new tenants, some new energy. And then Gala, of course, they lease and operate our gallery spaces, so they have quite a few shows coming up. Oasis has some great groups on the weekends and weeknights. So yeah, we're really, it's a good feeling. There's a lot going on.
Definitely a good feeling, especially when you have people that are willing to use your space, or that are inquiring about using the space, because what's the point of having the space if people ain't gonna use it? So if more folks wanted to be able to come and use your space for events or anything of that nature, how could they do that?
So they can reach out to us. I think it's office@lynnmuseum.org. Elena, our program and rental coordinator, she's the one who handles our rentals, but I'm always looking to collaborate with community groups. We are a community space. We want everyone to come in and feel welcome and learn about Lynn's history history and our culture and the art that's around us. So yeah, come on down.
Yeah, they need to. I mean, that's the only way to get the city informed about things. People got to come there and check it out for themselves. And before we start getting up out of here, let's just one more time, tell them the 2 events you have next week.
Right, so we have our Free Family Day on Tuesday. I believe that is the 18th. Sorry, my days are all jumbled together.
Yes, Tuesday's the 18th.
So Tuesday, February 18th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have our Free Family Day, so we have storytelling, we have art making. It'll just be a fun day. And then Wednesday, we have the movie night, and that's from 6 to 8:30 with CMCC.
Yep, and this is all part of their Black History Month events calendar. Check out the website too. They got it's up on the website, the information for that. But see, see how quickly we got through it.
In and out.
In and out. It's another quick one. So thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Stay warm.
I will.
And
you too.
We'll definitely be in touch during the spring.
Yes, hopefully I'll be back in another 4 months.
Yeah, we'll be back. No, the history and hops, your event that with the beer, we'll be there.
Okay.
I know I like beer, so if it's free, I'm there. All right, you guys been watching the Len Lowdown. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Yep. And now for some upcoming local events. This Saturday, the Lynn Public Library will be hosting its monthly Twisted Stitches Yarn Working Club from 10:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. Twisted Stitches is the Lynn Public Library Yarn Working Club that meets on the 3rd Saturdays of each month for those who love to knit. The final Winter Farmers Market will be occurring this Saturday at North Shore Community College from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. This market is open to all Lynn residents. The Lynn Knights of Columbus will be hosting its annual free throw championship at the Sacred Heart School Gymnasium from 12 p.m. until 2 p.m. The competition is for boys and girls ages 9 to 14. Any parents interested in having their child participate should contact Robert Isaac. Lynn Museum Lynn Arts will be hosting a free family day on Tuesday, February 18th from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. During this day, kids will be treated to storytelling, art making activities, and plenty of other activities. This event is free and open to the public. On Wednesday, February 19th, there will be a free film screening of The Best of Enemies from 6 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. at the Lynn Museum. The Best of Enemies is based on a true story about a civil rights activist and KKK leader who came together to tackle racial segregations of schools in 1971 in Durham, North Carolina. This screening is in collaboration with Community Minority Cultural Center. LCTV's next Paramount film series will take place on Monday, March 9th. The movie choice for February is True Grit. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Movie begins at 7 p.m. Free popcorn and beverages will be available. Thank you for watching the LCTV News. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And visit us at lyntv.org to watch any show, anytime on your computer, tablet, or phone. I'm Mukala Kabongo. Have a great day.